I see the beginning of a beautiful and amazing connection between two people. I see a celebration, prospectively a wedding of some kind. This is a celebration, this is a unifying energy between the people involved here that are surrounding this very loving, warm, authentic connection. And then I see this huge destruction of this beautiful connection. I almost feel like somebody here is in a honeymoon phase. They're in that honeymoon phase of relationship where everything's perfect and feels blessed and feels like, you're going down a good path and you've got support around you. And this is the connection that you've been waiting for. And then all of a sudden, there's this huge tower moment, this huge external force of nature that comes in and just shakes up your foundation, destroys the walls that you've built, destroys the connection. And you see this individual mourning this loss, and they're just totally shook into the core about what has happened here. It was totally unexpected. It just felt surreal. It wasn't just too, I feel someone like looking at memories, just totally thrown off by how happy they were. And then all of a sudden, destruction. And I asked the cards, to elaborate. I got the Seven of Swords. And in this case, I'm getting a sensation that the couple involved in this connection did something underhanded in order to unite. They did something underhanded in order to make this connection move forward. I feel them lying to the people that they're surrounded by. The people in their life threw a celebration for them. They supported this connection, but there was something that they were concealing. I see lies behind faces. There's something being lied about. And I'm getting this sensation that the two of them were somewhat misleading. But out of the two, there was one individual who really wanted this connection to last. They had hoped that this connection would last a lot longer than what it did. But the other person involved was purely there for one thing and one thing only, which was to take. They got together, and it's almost like somebody getting married for their green card. It feels like somebody, getting involved in a situation for benefit. And they thought that both partners were on the same page, but they were exposed. And one of the partners wanted this to last a lot longer. And there was absolute destruction here. Now, I'm not saying this is about somebody trying to get their green card, but it just feels like one of those arrangements between two people to move forward. And everyone in their life supported them, but this person's underhanded behavior ends up bringing attention to their connection and destruction to it. And one of the individuals involved is just totally destroyed over this. Like you can feel the heaviness in their pain. And they're going to a female family member for assistance to help, kind of mend the problem. But what I'm sensing here is this Empress in this situation is very aware of the people involved, And this Empress, although kind of like a very nurturing and motherly figure, will seek revenge um, for their child, their grandchild. It almost seems like a relative. But this is going to get really messy. There's going to be a lot of fighting and battling and arguing because there was a legal connection made here. And the other person involved has taken. And this has been a very scrupulous, cunning, underhanded situation. And there was certain legalities involved that enabled this person to underhandedly take, and they were exposed. A lot of fighting comes after this situation occurs. A lot of fighting, a lot of battling, and it's not necessarily, one partner rectifying revenge over the other. There's this huge sense of loss here, and it's more so the people that were involved in this celebration, in this union. They're fighting. They're playing a blame game. No, it was your fault. No, it was your fault. How could they get away with this? Well, you established this environment, and that's why they connected. No, they really loved each other. No, they didn't. Yes, they did. You ruined our lives. This was a great union. It was almost like an arranged marriage. It's really weird. And there's going to be a lot of aggressive communication here. A lot of aggressive communication. There's a lot of anger, people trying to set things straight, but it's too late. It's too late. Things cannot be set straight. The damage has been done. There's too much drama here. Even if this person who was a bit underhanded really genuinely loved this person, the people in their community just made this absolutely toxic for these people to repair any misunderstandings or misfortunes. They fucked it up. So it's kind of like if two people got married so that one could get a green card, for example, and the two people actually did have feelings for each other. But when shit hit the fan, the one in particular had to maintain the objective and stay on course out of survival. And this person's looking back because they're looking back at them. I get the feeling from this reading that they didn't really want to leave them. They wanted to stay, but they had no choice but to take and creep away. So, this arrangement might be the source of the destruction of the relationship because family members didn't approve, people in their life didn't approve, but really there was a connection there and they did care about one another. But when push comes to shove, somebody had to go into survival mode and take off. And there's going to be a lot of aggressive communication here and anger and frustration. And this motherly figure would like to, rebalance the situation, resettle things, avenge their hurt son or daughter. But this person cannot bring calm right now to this frustration. There is a divorce or a separation, and one of the partners is just not coming back. They can't handle it. There's going to be an attempt to solidify this from a legal standpoint. There's going to be some apologies here. There's going to be an offer for resolution, and there'll be a movement forward in that direction. But this relationship's over. There is no reconnection, unfortunately. The people involved will move on to bigger and better things, but this painful separation and loss and the way that people acted in this connection towards this couple, it'll never, this relationship will never repair. I'm sorry for the news. Not all readings resonate with everyone, so don't take it too personally. This is tarot, and it is for entertainment.